Hey friends, it's Amber from Gear Glasses and Gadgets, and today we are bringing you a real-world review of the Sony 100mm STF G Master. The light is real bright, so that's why my eyes get a little bit squinty. While we were at WPPI in February, Sony shocked the world and announced this new 100mm STF G Master lens. I woke up to the news on my Facebook and then I ran down to the convention center and was like, oh my gosh, I have to get my hands on this brand new G Master lens because we absolutely love all of the previous G Masters, so we were really excited to get our hands on this one. There were a couple things we were very curious about, like what the heck does STF even stand for, and do we need this in our kit? And I think those are very valid questions because, you know, we already have the 85mm G Master, we have a 90mm macro, we have the 70-200. Do we need another G Master in our kit? So we were very curious about this lens and definitely wanted to try it out for you guys. So one of our friends in the area has a magazine and she does styled shoots all the time and asked us if we could shoot one for her, and we were very excited to help her out. And we thought it would be a perfect time to put the 100mm STF G Master to the test. So we borrowed one from our friends at Sony, and on the day of the styled shoot, I shot exclusively with the 100mm STF G Master for video. Now there are a million reviews out for photography, but I haven't seen one for video yet. This lens definitely lives up to the G Master title. All of the G Master lenses have a certain baseline of excellence that has to be met before it can be considered a G Master lens. For me personally, I actually love shooting with a zoom lens, let's say. So I love the 24-70 G Master. I love the 70-200 G Master. So for me personally, I don't technically love to shoot with primes. I find myself moving a lot more and wishing for more range. So that was the only thing. If you are a prime shooter, this is an amazing lens for you. But for me personally, I just love the versatility of a lens that has more than one focal length. The manual focus on this lens is so easy to use. The lens is tack sharp, so it's very easy to nail your focus, especially whenever you're going between two different things, like racking your focus. And it's very easy to nail that focus every time with the 100mm STF G Master. I keep saying 100mm STF G Master, and a lot of you may be wondering, what the heck does STF even stand for? STF is smooth trans focus, and it refers to an apodization element that is inside the lens. It's an extra element inside the lens. The purpose of this extra element is to smooth out the out of focus areas in the foreground and the background. This is what creates those beautiful, smooth and creamy bokeh balls that you see with this lens. The apodization element is concave and it has a graduated neutral density filter. So the lens is actually measured in t-stop and f-stop. Okay, so what does that mean for your image? The maximum f-stop of this camera is 2.8, but the t-stop is 5.6. So that means you will get the exact same amount of compression and depth of field of a 2.8, but once it hits your sensor, the light that is entering is 5.6. All right, so we got a little technical talking about the STF part of this lens, but it's something that everyone that is considering this lens needs to keep in mind. All right, guys, I have a little bit of a story time for you. We were going to test the autofocus capabilities of this lens, but somebody accidentally broke it. Let's say it dropped and fell from an unspecified height and the lens and lens hood kind of broke. Oh no. And this is a lesson for you, and I'm sure you've heard us say it before, but slow is pro. So this unnamed person, Garrett, he was getting a little frustrated with how our shoot was going and kind of rushing a little bit, and he turned around with the camera and lens in his hand and smashed it into a pole, fell out of his hand and hit the concrete. So our test and review of this lens came to a sudden and unplanned conclusion after that. Just remember, if something's not going exactly the way you planned, take a breath, give yourself a minute to recompose yourself and continue on. Don't let yourself get too frustrated or too much of a frenzy, because whenever that happens, things tend to get broken. All right, now Garrett wants me to tell you that in his defense, in all the 22 or more years that he's been shooting, this is the only lens he has ever broken. I cannot say the same about myself, but slow is pro, keep it in mind. Another thing that is very important to us is the image stabilization of a lens. Now, before Garrett broke the lens, he was able to test some of the handheld video capabilities of this lens, and we were very pleased with the results. All right, guys, so if you are a portrait photographer, this lens has an amazing and unique look, something that hasn't really been seen before, and I think you should definitely check it out. For us as filmmakers who already have the 85 G Master, the 90, 70-200 G Master, we probably aren't going to be adding this to our kit. It's a little redundant. Not saying that it's an amazing lens. It is an amazing lens, but it's just not something that we will be adding to our kit at this point. Overall, the 100mm STF G Master is an amazing lens. It is on par with the other G Master lenses. We own the other three, and I definitely think it is something you should consider adding to your kit, especially if you're a portrait photographer. But if you're a filmmaker who likes the look of primes better, you should definitely check it out. Okay, friends, I hope you enjoyed this review of the 100mm STF G Master. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. And we are on now all social media platforms under Gear Glasses and Gadgets, so make sure you check us out for all the behind the scenes stuff as well. Thanks so much for watching, and LLAP, friends.